Turkiye. Can he do it? No, he cannot. Sanji silences Onic, and they silence Tennis Indoor Sanayan. The Sky Kings fall beneath the charge of the cavalry marching through the Golden Road.
Many people thought that this matchup between you and Kyrie, as well as Onic ID, would be in the grand finals, and unfortunately, it just had to be in the lower bracket. How did you feel when you learned about this matchup actually?
Nung una po, nagulat din po ako kasi talagang expected kami talaga sa finals. Pero ganun talaga, dapat talaga nangyayari iba sa, sa stage na talaga. And masaya lang ako na nanalo kami.
He said at first he was also shocked because he did expect to meet Onic ID in the grand finals. But that's tournament life. You don't know what could happen on stage, and when it happens, one just has to continue their journey.
The beauty and the despair of the tournament, right? The ups and downs of the tournament, but you still were able to push through. Now for Oheb, a lot of people are talking about, every single person is talking about the possibility of you guys completing your golden road. Now, the thing is, this time around, it will be a little bit more tricky, considering that you guys will have to do it from the lower brackets. Now, for Oheb in particular, you've been able to achieve this in M3. Do you think that you can do it here again?
Yung run sa lower bracket sobrang nakakapagod talaga, and ayaw sana namin siyang maulit kasi araw-araw na laban sobrang nakakapagod, lalo sa mental namin. Pero ang gusto talaga namin ma-pull off tong golden run at makuha yung M7. Wala na kaming pake kahit anong mangyari, kahit anong pagod, kahit anong sacrifice, bibigay na namin lahat para makuha lang namin to.
He said that as much as possible, he actually didn't want the lower bracket run to be the run that they will be having this M7 because it's very straining on a player having to play every single day in a back-to-back match. It's even more straining on the mental state because they have to go through so much. But he said he doesn't care. Whatever challenges comes his way, he just wants to pull off that golden road run. Wow, 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 Oheb. And of course, Karl, you were able to do it too back in the M2. Now, on your end, how confident are you that you will be able to do the same thing in M2 this time around in M7?
Siguro po ngayon yung nararamdaman ko, very confident kasi kakapanalo lang namin sa Onic, and alam kong sila yung isa sa pinakamalakas dito sa tournament, kaya very confident talaga.
That is very confident, especially after the win up against Onic. It gave them a momentum boost because they know that Onic ID is one of the stronger opponents this M7 World Championship, Eterna.
Now, speaking of stronger opponents, we're gonna go back to Oheb, all right? Because your next matchup will be Turkiye's representative, Aurora Gaming, and just like you guys, right? They almost took down SRG, the Giants of Malaysia. Now, we're curious to know what your thoughts are on this team. What do you think about Aurora Turkiye?
Personally, tingin ko po sila talaga yung dark horse ngayong tournament. Like mga past tournaments, lagi talaga namin sila nakakalaban, and isa rin talaga sila sa contender. Feel ko lalaruin lang namin kung ano yung nilaro namin kanina and kung paano kami nag-prepare, pero mas better. Feel ko ganun ta.
He said that Aurora Turkey is definitely the dark horse for him this tournament, and he won't deny it. They're very strong as they've met in previous tournaments as well. But the gameplay that they'll be putting up against Aurora Turkey is the gameplay that they did with Onic, but even better. And of course, study the opponent even better. Karl, what about you? Going up against Aurora Turkey, are you excited for that?
Opo, excited din ako makalaban sila, tapos alam ko yung capabilities nila kasi sa MSC nakalaban namin sila and respetuhin namin sila.
That is excited, and he's met them in MSC. They know what they are capable of. You know what, Karltzy, despite playing in Indonesian home ground, I see so many of the cavalries were actually supporting TL. Is there anything you want to say to perhaps the buff that came to support you all the way from the Philippines?
Thank you sa lahat ng pumunta dito. Thank you sa mga sumupport, and shout din sa girlfriend ko na pumunta pa.
He said thank you to everybody who came, thank you for supporting, and of course, shout outs to the girlfriend who flew all the way from the Philippines.
That was beautiful, Karl. We're still hearing the support coming in here in the arena, ladies and gentlemen. And while they celebrate their success today and prepare for their match tomorrow, we're gonna throw it over once again back to the panelists to break down that game.